Hello, Jaguar and Jazzmaster fans. A viewer asked if I had extra copper mastery parts. Those had been sold out for a while. It was a special run. I checked, and all of the ones that I purchased I've installed, such as this one on the Masterbuilt Dennis Galuska Jazzmaster. Looks pretty cool on this guitar. So what do we do when we can't get these parts anymore? Well, John Woodland, JW, came up with the answer. He created what I'm going to call the Rainbow Collection, where he now has, again in limited number, parts that have colors. And I was fortunate enough, thanks to Amanda, to get a delivery yesterday of 3 of these, and I was thinking of placing them, one on this Sonic Blue Masterbuilt by Dennis Galuska. There's a blue one, hopefully that'll match well. Then on Master Builder Smith's Candy Apple Red Jazzmaster, and then on that, if you will, Candy Tangerine Jaguar, perhaps orange on that one. So this will be an interesting project, and maybe can motivate you all to seek out the rainbow parts from Mastery Bridge. So we're going to get started and do all of that and show the results. Before that, however, there is another interesting addition, and that comes from Germany, and that's called the Tronical tuning system. And this Masterbuilt is wearing that right now. Let's take a look. What happens here is that you swap out the tuners for the Tronical tuners, which are remarkably spectacular. And this system involves replacing the machine heads and this electronic device. The device basically turns on here, and then you strum the strings and the knobs twist around and tune up the guitar. And it works great. When it's all green, it's ready to go. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Turns right off when it's finished. Now, it may seem complicated from their website. However, what I found out is the electronics called the C version is what is used for Jaguars, Jazzmasters, vintage, custom shop, etc. Not the C1. The C1 will not fit. Basically, the cutouts in the electronics need to match up the cutouts that Fender has made, and then you just slip on the machine heads. All of that goes fairly smoothly. The most difficult part, as we can see over here, is to remove the grommets. Now, the grommets are not screwed in, they're just kind of stuck in, if you will. They have ridges on them. So I found the best way to do that is coming from behind with like an Allen wrench and just pushing them out, or a screwdriver, and they just push out. So the first step is to unscrew the machine heads that are already on there, they come right off, and then push out the grommets from the back forward. They're in pretty tight. It seems like they won't come out, but they do come out with some patience, either wiggling with a screwdriver or one of those Allen wrenches with the big handle on it. Eventually they lift up and pull out. One problem I did run into on this one actually is that the diameter of the holes drilled by Fender for some reason were smaller on this one, and the machine heads, because of the electronics involved and the need to twist around, did not fit through. I was afraid to drill them out, or just didn't get around to it, because I didn't want to chip the paint on the painted headstock. So hopefully the three that I'm going to do today will not have that issue. I doubt the Masterbuilt does, because this one is the same exact guitar made by Dennis Galuska. So it should be cut the same. Hopefully the other Masterbuilt is cut the same. These will just slip right in. Not sure about the Jaguar, and we'll go from there. When the tuning system is installed, it does clip in the normal guitar holder system, so that's not a problem either. First step is to open up the parts from Mastery Bridge. It came yesterday. Thank you, Amanda, for that. Let's see what we got. That looks interesting already, since you can see the tips on the vibrato arms are colored. Let's take them out and see how these colors look. Is that perfect or what? There's the red one. And there's going to be orange and blue. Is that going to sit just perfect right there? It'll just complement the candy apple so well. John Woodland, thank you again. You just keep reinventing these offset guitars. By the way, these guitars also have the Mastery string tree already installed. In fact, they have all the Mastery parts on them already, which means I'm going to have some extra. Probably won't be purchasing too many more Jaguars and Jazzmasters. So we'll figure out what to do with these. Here's the blue one, ready to go. And in fact, I'm anxious to know, so let's cheat a little bit. Wow, that's going to complement nicely on the Sonic Blue. Beautiful. Finally, the orange. And I was thinking that this will probably be the last one to be done, because I wonder if it's perfect for this tangerine color or not. You have to think about that for a while, although it could go nicely on this white one, actually. Might be too orange for tangerine, but we'll leave that for a while. But again, as expected, beautifully packed, perfectly made. Thank you, JW. So that's the project, starting with the blue one. Take off the present Mastery parts, take off the tuners, install the Tronical system, which is Electronic System C. the tuning machines are considered the Strat style, and they come either in gold or in the chrome finish, which we're using here. So I'll get to all of that. Hopefully this phone will not be disturbed and it can be used again for the video later on. Thank you. If not, we'll do part 2. In regard to the Tronical tuning system, they come from Germany. It is shocking to me how quickly you receive these. I order these on a Sunday night, and by Tuesday they're delivered from Germany to Florida. Amazing. The quality of these are equal to seeing a Porsche or a Mercedes, probably the Porsche. Just amazing. The packaging is like opening fine jewelry. Just incredible. And as I mentioned, what we're looking for on Jaguars and Jazzmasters is the Type-C electronic box. Not the C1 as their website says. That one will not fit the at least American made and custom shop, which is what all of these are, Jaguars and Jazzmasters. Perhaps the C1 was made for Strats and maybe Squires, but the C is what we're looking for these guitars. By the way, I don't have a Porsche, but my wife does, and the Tronical system is built equal to this machine, I think. Here's all the stuff ready to go as before. All the tools, all the things we spoke about before. And I'll just do it and get back to you with the final result. Just some progress in between. There's Dennis Galuska's name. And here are 3 of the machine heads taken off. And you can see those grommets down in there. Again, they're just in there with ridges on the edges, so they're in there pretty tight. So those are going to have to be pushed out, and then once you loosen them, they pull out from the other side. So that's what we got so far. The bridge is off, the strings are off, and we're moving along. Here's the hex nut pushing the grommet right out. Sort of hangs out on the tip, but we'll pull that off with pliers. So you just put it in, wiggle it back and forth, and the grommet pulls out. Now when the grommets popped out, there was some chipping of the paint, but notice how the new ones cover that up. So not an issue. In fact, I'll put this one in and show how that goes away. Okay, all of the paint chips totally covered by the parts from Tronical, which come with this little wrench that you use to tighten these up. And again, on the back is the electronic box. Battery slips into the top. It's a rechargeable battery. You get 300 tunes per charge. Amazing. Okay, we're getting close. Just have to put on the Mastery blue parts. So we'll be back. I think that's looking real good. A little darker shade of blue complements the Sonic blue. Wow. Let's get some strings on there. Finish it up. And here we have an absolute masterpiece. Again, a master built becomes a masterpiece thanks to Mastery parts here with the color-coded vibrato tremolo tailpiece, color-coded mastery bridge. And then on this one, built by the master builder Dennis Galuska, but not a masterpiece until these modifications, we've added the Tronical tuning system, which tunes the strings automatically. We now have a masterpiece. All of these modifications are strongly recommended to make these guitars play the way they are optimized to play. Again, I thank John Woodland from Mastery Bridge for these great parts and revolutionizing these guitars. Also Mark from Germany and the Tronical tuners. And I thank you very much for watching this video. Talk to you again soon. Bye now.